Again, this is Mr. Jarrett, and in this video tutorial we are still working on our intro unit to solid modeling, trying to figure out what is the most efficient way of drawing the shape that we are given. So I did give you a blank space down here, and I printed this piece of paper out, and you were tasked with trying to kind of sketch what you think the best view would be. So whether you're sketching it from the top, the front, or the right. For this shape, this is a little bit tricky. I did write in a note up here, depending on how you model this object, you might need to use the extruded cut tool, which instead of adding, just cuts away in the same fashion. But you can actually do this with one sketch. So I know a lot of you will sketch this from the front view, drawing this shape, you'll extrude it all the way back. Come back here, make another sketch, and cut extrude it down, and you'll go up to the top, make another sketch, and you'll cut extrude it forward. Okay, but there is a different way of doing this, and you're going to see. So I did draw this already. I'm going to change this to a wireframe mode so you can actually see what I'm doing. If I went to the front view, my origin would be right here, and it doesn't show me that cutout or this cutout, so that's probably not the best way. If I went to this view, it does show those cutouts, but you're going to say, well, what about this piece? You know, that's not cut out. Well, actually, since the origin is behind that, I can extrude this piece out, and then I never even have to cut that out. If I went from the top view, it shows that same thing, but once again, if I'm extruding here, since the origin's beneath it, I would have to cut that out. Now, some of you would draw this from the top view and extrude up and up and up, which you can do as well. So there's multiple different ways of doing this. If you're drawing it from the front view, that's this one, you're going to have to make 3 different sketches and do extrude cuts later. If you're drawing it from the side view, it is 1 sketch and 3 different extrusions. Or from the top view, it is 1 sketch and 3 different extrusions. So in this video, I'm just going to draw it from the right side view and extrude this way, just because it's easy to do like that. Okay, so I'll start out by making a new part, and I'm going to change my units to inches. Go up to Sketch, Sketch tab, and here I want to actually select the right side view, and you can get the rectangle tool. Click here, and I'm going to draw up a little rectangle. Draw my line tool. And here I'm going to kind of draw in that top box. Okay, and hit escape. You may be wondering, why do I have this top line? Well, I can simply just trim that off. So I got the trim tool, set it to trim to closest, and I trim that line off. Now the nice thing with doing it like that is you see that it already made these collinear. So it saved me some time. I didn't have to draw this with the line tool and go all the way up and around. It's just a faster way of doing it, but you could have used the line tool and gone all the way up and around. It does the same thing. Then next you can use the line tool, draw in your little boxes down here. So this actually goes all the way across. Hit escape, get your line tool again, and we want 2 straight lines. Now I did not use the rectangle tool here because you would have actually been drawing lines on top of lines. For instance, if I get the rectangle tool, by going like this, the bottom lines here and here would have been drawn on top. So I did use the line tool here. Okay. Now I'm going to go through and actually set my dimensions for this. So get your dimension tool. Overall height, it says it's 1.25. It says that both of these little square feet down here, so from the left to this line, are a 1/2 inch. This one's also a 1/2 inch. Your total distance from here to here is actually 1.25. Now you might be asking, where did I get that from? And you're probably asking that because it's very hard to see. It is right here in the middle. Okay, remember we are drawing it from the right side view, so that's the depth of this going from front to back, and that is 1.25. Then the height of these are not actually shown. What's shown is from the top down to these lines are 0.75. Okay, so that kind of determines that height then. Then it also shows that these little lines up here are 0.25. So both of them are. You can either set them to equal, or you can just type in 0.25 for both of them. And from that top line down to the last line that is blue, that is also a total distance of 0.25. That one's kind of difficult to see, but that is this right here. So it's saying from there to the top is 0.25. Okay, so it should be fully defined now. If it's not, then go through your sketch and try to figure out what relation you're missing. Well, I'm going to go up to the Features tab, hit Extrude, and this time I am just going to select these feet, so just these two long pieces, those two regions, the little square regions, and those have a total distance of 2.25 out. Okay, keeping my origin right here at the back. I'm going to hit the green check. I'm going to hit Extrude again, and here's my warning. It's going to ask me for a sketch, so you've seen this multiple times. You hit the drop down, select your sketch. And this time I want the center region right in between those two. And this one says it only goes out total distance of an inch less than 2.25. So you can do that math in your head, or you can just type it in. So I'll show you if you type that in. 2.25 minus 1, and it goes out an inch and a quarter. Green check. So I have my base. Hit Extrude for a third time, select your sketch, and this time we want that top piece. And that comes forward a total distance of 0.5. Okay, you can see that right here, 0.5. So I'll hit my green check, and there's my object. Now you can go and change your material. The material is brass, which is a default. You can go up to Evaluate Mass Properties, and you should get a mass of 0.51 pounds. If you got that, you can save this and move on to the next assignment. If you didn't, you want to go back in and edit your sketch. And the nice thing is here, you only have one sketch. You don't have multiple sketches. But you also have a couple extrusions that you might need to look through. So there are several different ways you could do it. That is one way, from drawing from the right plane going all the way over. I'm going to open up another one just to kind of show you that cut one. Some of you might have done this from the top plane and done the same process of extruding. Or some of you have drawn this, I've seen from the past, of drawing it from the front view. You extrude it all the way back, you made another sketch up on top, and you cut this down through with the cut extrude. Then you made another sketch here, and you cut it back through. So several different ways of doing this. The most efficient way is probably either from the top view or the right side view, but whatever way suits you as long as you're getting the correct answer.